TekThing CES 2018. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Patrick Norton.
Hey, I am Robert Heron.
And that means we're going to talk about the best televisions and visual technology here at the show this year. A lot of people have been going like, is it time? Is it time to buy a TV? Is it time to buy a TV?
Oh, yeah.
LED's dead, right?
No, or LCD with LED backlighting. That's not dead either. I have seen demos at this show. This year, you will see LCD panels meeting and or exceeding the visual characteristics of an OLED.
Would that be Samsung producing those, or can you not actually discuss this without being lawyered up?
I am rolling through the documents I have signed. There are, what Samsung has shown off was their 85-inch premium TV.
That's the 8K with the artificial intelligence. It's upscaling the 4K?
That's something they've already talked about, and it has a lot of the technologies that'll be coming out later this year in the smaller panels as well. They have done things, honestly, to improve that quality to levels I thought were impossible until this show. So stay tuned for that. LG, on the other hand, they have several new models this year. Actually, it's just going from the 7 series to the 8 series.
Right.
The main difference is going to be internal processing for the TVs themselves.
It's no longer the same processing in all our models. They've got like the A7 and the A9 processors.
Yeah, and the only main difference there really, it comes down to a feature related to calibration. And what LG has done is incorporate something called access to the 3D lookup tables of the TV that allow for more detailed calibration. When I work on Pro monitors, I'm able to write a specific calibration to that monitor in an internal lookup table, and to modify that, it contains many more points than you can do, say, with a 2-point or a 20-point white balance. We're talking like, if you really wanted to, 1,024-step grayscale adjustment.
Wow.
You're not gonna do that. That'd take weeks, and there's no practical reason. However, the ability to access that LUT table, is the lookup table, is something no other TV's really offered. You get that on Pro stuff, but not consumer. Now we're seeing across the line access to that through software like Portrait Display's CalMan software, and it makes my job easier. It also allows me to calibrate every preset, including gaming mode and other things, much easier and much more effective.
So the processing is not going to be as, or the adjustments for the processing are not going to be as sophisticated on the A7 series processors, but they should still, the panels are still pretty much the same, and they should look pretty amazing.
I think they will be visually indistinguishable after calibration, and of course they're going to have great out-of-the-box performance. LG also had a couple of prototype displays. They have an 8K OLED that they're showing off in their display room, as well as a roll-up OLED. I believe it was 65 inches.
This is the universal sign for 65-inch roll-up television.
And with a plastic screen, this thing can literally roll itself into a case not much bigger than a sound bar. Now, beyond that advantage of just a compact TV that can get out of the way, the interesting thing is that you can unroll it to different aspect ratios. So say you're gonna watch a widescreen movie. Why unroll the whole 16:9 when you can just roll it out to, say, 235, 240 to 1, and have that image with no black bars? And that's just built right in by the nature of it being able to kind of change its height.
I'm down with that, that's neat, but is that going to show up anytime in the next 3 or 5 years? I mean, that was an early demo from LG's panel kind of group.
Well, a couple of years ago, they showed off an 18-inch panel that had similar characteristics. Now they're showing a 65-inch version.
So it's getting closer.
I'd say next year.
10,000 nits from a television in the Sony booth. What's going on with that?
That has a lot going for it. One, it's incredibly bright. However, when you stand in front of it looking at natural looking content like outdoor scenes and things like that, it is one of the most window-like displays I've ever seen. And with the current HDR format, the max brightness is 10,000 nits, and this TV can match that. So when it's reading that content off the disc and looking at every specific part of the scene going, oh, I'm gonna put 6,000 nit highlight here or an 8,000 highlight here, it can just do it with no what they call tone mapping, or where other TVs would have to adjust that picture characteristic to match its own performance. This TV simply has the performance of the spec and has to do very little processing to show that. Probably won't look good with a DVD, but for ultra high def Blu-ray, that was an impressive display, and they were also showing off a chip that was capable of doing 8K upscaling effectively.
So from 10,000 nits, let's talk about whirling LEDs on a stick in a wall of color.
Kind of a surprise. I was over in a booth called Hypervision, at least that's the name of the product, and if you could picture those LED strips that would rotate in like a fan design where it would show like a digital clock kind of hanging in space, that persistent of vision effect. They've taken this to a completely different level where using like a cross-bladed 4-way LED fine RGB strip and enough of them to create a grid, they're able to create up to about 150 inches of just dynamic, bright, I would say more on signage in terms of the overall picture quality.
But you're staring at these sticks, it looks like a giant coat hanger stretched out, and all of a sudden it's a crazy full color
When they start
display.
rotating and it looks like you're kind of wondering what it is you're looking at, but then it lights up and it is just eye-grabbing, compelling imagery that just consumes the crowd around it. And it was really cool tech, and I want to say the company is Kino Mo.
TCL and Hisense. Hisense we didn't really expect a lot from this year, but
No.
they seem to be coming back with a vengeance, and of course TCL hoping to hold on to. They were sort of the champions of best buy or the best deal on a 4K HDR television this year.
That P607 from last year will become the 6 Series this year with improved design. Just overall, the frame and everything is just going to look more, I'd say, better upgraded in terms of just how it looks. Technology-wise, internally, it's going to remain about the same. It's still going to be great. However, they're also bringing in the new Roku 8 software to across the entire line of their Roku TVs. So if you had one from 2014 on, it's going to get the new Roku 8 software that incorporates a lot of cool features, especially for people doing over-the-air reception.
One of your favorite TVs came from Hisense this year.
Yeah, without a doubt. Their flagship for this year, the H10E, they're claiming 1,000 zones of local dimming, 2,000 nits.
Local dimming is was everywhere on the show floor this year, so local dimming's back. Just want to say that.
Off-axis performance looked terrific. It had a great way of minimizing blooming or other artifacts like that. The punch, though, of having that dark black level with that peak brightness made color just, of all the displays they showed off, that's the one that grabs your eye. However, they did have a step-down model called the H9 Plus. It was damn close, so I'm really curious to see what the final pricing will be.
What do we look? Oh, okay, we don't know what the final pricing is.
Not yet, but it's coming soon. But they're, judging by what we've seen from them so far, they are super competitive on that market.
Right.
So these will be affordable high-end technologies.
Going to be a good year for buying televisions. Get more advice, HeronFidelity.com, or check out the podcast we do about home theater and audio, avexcel.com. You are watching right now TekThing.com, and you should watch more TekThing.com from CES 2018 at youtube.com/TekThing or TekThing.com. I'm Patrick Dorton.
Hey, I am Robert Heron.
Thanks so much for watching.